What's up? I'm just installing the ARGTek range booster for the Phantom 3 Standard. I was just pointing to taping the power button so it doesn't accidentally slide on. You don't want that thing turning on when you're doing the install. This is just opening the ARGTek box, is what it comes in. My unit came with 3 of the flat panels. I'm sitting here trying to fight and getting them out and being really slow. But yeah, it's 3 of the flat panels. Those are omnidirectional. And there's 3 of the taller antennas that are, like an umbrella type directional. It's not directional per se, it's just more of a circular radius type antennas. That's the top where the antennas screw onto, with the wires coming out of it that go into the remote. And those are the 2 antennas that go on the Wi-Fi boosters. I'm using the square panels for now, but that seems to they seem to do pretty good. But here I am just making sure it's still taped and messing with the remote a little bit. I heard a lot of good things about the ARGTek range boosters. Really, from what I can tell, it improves the distance a lot. Got to mess with it a little bit today. I'll talk about that in another video, but the ARGTek comes with all the screwdrivers, all the tools that you need. It's only one tool. But you got to remove the back first. It's only 4 screws. Here in a second, you're going to see me flip over the remote. I actually dumped 2 of the screws on the floor, so I had to get those off the ground. So when you take the screws out, be really careful not to lose them, because they're really small and you can lose them really fast. Anyways, just kind of pop the bottom open, and then when you open it, you got to slide the top out of that antenna hole. I'm kind of fighting with it a little bit, but once you open it, there's 3 wires that are going to be connected to the chipboard that you're going to want to unplug from the bottom cover, and then just go ahead and set that out of the way. And then you can start to get to work on your deinstallation of the stock antenna. There's 3 wires that are all in a row coming from that antenna and the 2 Wi-Fi chips. You want to be really careful when you try to get those off, because they're glued on, really thin wires. But just pop those off and get those out of the way. I decided to keep the Wi-Fi cards inside the remote just in case I ever wanted to go back to stock. But you can choose to do whatever you want. And when you do pull the wires off, there's going to be this white glue. It's like putty that's going to be stuck to those wires. You're going to want to make sure to remove those as well, so you can get a good firm seat on the new antenna wires. Now when you feed it through, what I did is I just put it underneath all the other wires, so it made it really nice and clean in there. And just keep tucking the wires out of the way. I kind of fight with it a little bit. And when you go to put them on, the white one obviously goes to the very bottom one, the very bottom plug that you took it off. They come in 3 different lengths, so it's really kind of idiot-proof. That's what I call idiot-proof. Unfortunately, plugging these wires in is not idiot-proof. You're going to see me fight with these for a long time. I fought with it forever, it felt like. And I was going to cut this out, but I decided not to show how ridiculous I was. Don't know why, but I finally ended up just starting with the top and getting them pushed down. And when you do get them on there, you're gonna notice a click. It's not going to be one of those things like you have to second guess yourself when they go on. There's definitely a click to know that they're secure. So just get all 3 of those wires put on securely, and then make sure the wires are nice and tucked out of the way, so when you put the remote back on, there won't be any issues. And then when you do get them on, the next thing you want to do is use hot glue, and put like a little dab of hot glue on top of the connector to the little chip boards. That way they don't come wiggle loose, and you don't have to figure out why you're dropping signal and whatnot. And you can just make it really nice and tight and clean. Now you have those 3 wires that you unplugged earlier, those little tiny wire harness. You want to plug those back in. They're pretty much, there's only one way they go. It's really hard to mistake a different plug for a different plug. Just, keep an eye on how you end up plugging them back in. And when you do put the back cover back on, you want to slide it into the top, that top area where the new mount is for the antennas, so your back sits on better. It sits on securely. And go ahead and put your 4 screws back in the back of the remote. Don't tighten down the top antenna holder just yet. You're going to want to leave that still loose until you're all done securing your remote back up. And it comes with 2 nuts and 2 screws. You want to don't do what I did. I put both the nuts in. When I flip it over, one of the nuts fell off, but that was okay. I knew where it was at. But you hold the back nut in and then put the screw in the top. It worked out just fine for me. And then I made it really tight on one side, and then I did the same thing on the other and got it nice and secure. So I'm going to go outside and I'm going to test this out, and I'm going to get some video of how far I can get, the different quality that I can go, and we're going to go from there. Thanks for watching.